Welcome to Central Park on this very bright but exceedingly cold December afternoon, which may well account for the fact there are so few spectators out on the terracing. Today is the second round of the Regal Trophy. Last week, Wigan dispensed of Whitehaven in the first round up in Cumbria, and this afternoon they take on second division opposition again in the form of Keighley. This promises to be an extremely tight and exciting tussle. On the Wigan side, Frano Botica returns to the first team to replace Stevie Hampson, who is still suffering from a rib injury. Kelvin Skerritt is on the subs bench to start the game, and Andy Platt moves up to number 10, and we have in the second row Andy Goodway. The Keighley team this afternoon is showing quite a few changes from that which was published in the programme. Most of these are positional changes. Bargett has dropped out and Donnell has moved into the right centre position. Farrell has moved up from loose forward into the left centre. Moses, who was on the substitutes bench, is taken over from Gascoigne at scrum half, who has gone to loose forward. In the centre of the field at the moment is the Wigan mascot for today, a very proud young man from St John's School, one Anthony Unsworth. I've no doubt he will boast in many years to come of how he took the field for a cup tie with the great Ellery Hanley. Keighley in a very smart strip as Wigan kick into the 25. Keighley, a couple of very tall forwards, and I suppose in these early moments we will see the two packs sorting each other out, and the Kelly acting half back for Keighley, the one who's going to set the team up. Little dummy from behind to play the ball. Furbank trying to force his way through, is met by Lucas and Dermot coming in quickly. Plays still around the Keighley 25, moving it across the field now. Moses trying to go through. Buried underneath Andy Goodway, and now it's flung back for the kick. Left-footed kick, not a very deep one. Going out to Myers, out on the right wing, making absolutely sure, no mistake in these early moments. Whips the ball out very well on Wigan, backing up well. They're rather unexpectedly flipping that out. Out to Edwards. Edwards a long pass on to Hanley. Hanley taking them on, meets stern opposition and is forced down. Good sound, solid tackling by Keighley. Stop Wigan right in the centre of the field. Dermot has Gregory on his left. Gregory switching direction to Edwards, who was the other side of the play. The ball. Botica to Iro. Iro streaking down the field. Dumming gets it back inside. Wigan attacking strongly as Edwards goes through, and that was good into play among the Wigan backs. Botica coming well into the line out. On to Iro, who came through very strongly. Still looking for his best form as it comes out to Gregory. Gregory a kick behind the defence. Rolling to the touch line. Going to be covered by Butterfield. Wigan up there quickly, and Keighley forced back a few yards out from their own line. Got the hard graft now, bringing the ball away. Betts moving in very, very quickly from the play of the ball. Lucas is up with him, and Lucas goes the other way around to take him and pushing him over to the touchline. Manages to stay in play. Keighley finding it very hard to bring this ball away, and Wigan gone in very quickly, and the ball's been dropped. That should be Wigan's ball. Inside Lucas, moving a long pass across out to Edwards. Edwards a lot of the long one out to Iro. Iro holding it. Botica coming the line out, holding it well, bringing Myers inside. Myers having to juggle with the ball. Botica coming well into the line out in the 2-4s into the Keighley territory. Referee giving Wigan a penalty. Lying on in the tattle. Wigan having a little conference whether they should kick for goal. They decide they're going to put it into touch. Just a yard gain, so Wigan in a good attacking position. 12 yards out from the Keighley line. Out to Gregory. Gregory moving it across onto Lucas. Lucas taking them on, battering his way hard into them. Dermot coming up for the play of the ball. Switch by the Wigan players, a long one going out to the left. Edwards can't get his pass in, and he's held just short of the line. Gregory first pass, waiting to get them moving. Doing a switch with Betts, doesn't get him, gives a long one out. Goodway must go. Oh, and Gregory's pass there made a gap. He could have not driven a bus through, he could have driven a fleet of buses through. A beautifully timed pass. And Goodway had no problem whatsoever. The Keighley defence was split wide open, the way out on the left wing, and Gregory went to first pass, and it was timed so beautifully that after 3 minutes play, Wigan go into a lead. Wigan been looking good in these very early stages. Backs have been combining very well. Forwards have been coming onto it hard. Bottica now stabs at it. No trouble with it. Gives him his goal. Making it now Wigan 6, Keighley 0. Keighley then left-footed. Wigan Pets striding hard up to the 25 line, taken low and well. Dermot, Gregory moving it cross-field. Wigan with an extra half-back with Bottica, and he's playing that way. Dermot struggling from acting half-back position. Legs are well held. Gregory setting them off. Wigan coming hard and straight and determinedly, and that was powerful running. Platt coming in very strongly. Lucas had to juggle with that, managed to keep hold on to Edwards, keeping the ball moving as if it's red hot. Wigan going down the middle, good run, and the support, and there's Edwards streaking down. He had support the other way, and he's got the wrong with the had support inside, and he decided to go out left. He was unfortunate. There were so many Wiganers up with him. He had the alternative of either throwing it left or right, and he opted to go out to the left, and Wigan were wide open. Keighley were wide open in the middle. Wigan had a field day run in there. Unfortunately, the ball was knocked down and kicked dead, so it's drop out from under the posts. Coming out to Gregory, takes it so cleanly into Betts. Betts having a run at them, going taking the forwards on. Can't get through that defence. Dermot from behind the play the ball to Platt. Platt so powerful. Dermot again. Lucas wanting it on the burst, takes it on the burst, back onto Gregory. Gregory running wide, gives a dummy in, there's a gap there, and Edwards scoots through it. Long one out, ball goes astray, Bottica can't take it cleanly, and it's not played on, and they've given possession to Keighley. Well, Wigan had split them open again, and final passing a little bit untidy, a little bit sloppy, which means that Keighley once more got this hard job of trying to batter the way through this strong Wigan defence. And we can try to heave them into touch, but it doesn't come off. Keighley just moving across the field, not denting the Wigan line of defence at all. Ball been dropped, snapped up by Wigan. They can't afford to give Wigan passes like that. A long one, Gregory holding it. Long one out to Myers. Myers coming inside, still going hard for the line. Gets it inside, and Tony Iro goes over. Harry Hanley goes over, backing Myers up on the outside. Myers ran very strongly on the wing, and Hanley, he follows these people around like a ghost. He's right at the side of him to take it in, to go over in the corner. And the score is beginning to pile up, and it looks as if the computers are going to be very busy this afternoon to keep up with this Wigan scoring machine. Bottica this time with a long one. It's only 5 yards or so in from the right-hand touchline. Those who have braved the elements this afternoon getting the money's worth already with this feast of football. The Wigan backs playing merrily, whipping the ball about all over the place. Gone to ground once or twice, but one feels that the points will come. Bottica stabs at it, lifts it high, and it's over. His second goal. Wigan 12, Keighley 0. Dole stand-off half. Dixon left-footed to kick off again. Along the floor this time, awkward one. Lucas takes it well. Big lad, he's putting on a lot of weight and a lot of power. Dermot waiting for the play of the ball. And a penalty given for offside at the play of the ball. One can, even up here in our gantry, we can hear the Keighley staff shouting to them to get stuck in, but they got stuck in a little too quickly, and so Bottica coming over to take the kick for touch, 10 yards inside his own half. Bounces into touch, a little bit short, but at least he found the touch. Gregory wanted to start it, doing a switch with right across the field, missed 4 or 5 players out altogether. Running very wide then, Gregory. Planned move, Lucas turning. Long one coming out to Betts in the left centre position. Betts well tackled by Farrell. Went in very well indeed. Dermot. Edwards. Long pass out to Goodway. Goodway, Wigan stretching him as Bell gets it out. Botica streaking through. Good run by Botica. Yes, Hanley with him. Gets it on to Hanley. And Hanley's upended and bounced down. But Botica's proving a real menace coming to Wigan. And with penalty to Wigan. Lying on at the play of the ball. Well, Botica came through taking quite some time, I suppose, to get back into real top-class match fitness. He had hamstring trouble and then broken toe just when he looked as if he was going to make his return. But he's certainly adding a lot of drive and ginger into the Wigan attack. A straight kick, 30 yards out. Taking a lot of time and a lot of care with it, even though Wigan are 12 points in front. Slightly round the corner, stabs at it, not very high, but it's true, and that's another 2 points. Dixon once more, wondering which way he's going to have to kick it for variety. Looks as if he's going to get plenty of practice this afternoon. Goodway almost through, looking for support, still on his feet. And there was nobody going with him. He'd half cracked it, he was just looking for somebody to come along with him. On to Lucas. Lucas met by the defenders. Gregory lying very flat from the play of the ball, and it's Gregory who gets it. And Edwards switching, doing a switch there. Betts coming through, gets it in. Botica getting it down, it's been intercepted. Mitchell coming in well, takes the ball, plays it back to Kelly. Kelly being caught behind the play of the ball. Moses coming up to act in half-back. Moses seemed a little unsure as to which way he was going to take it. Gascoigne moves it well out to the left, and there's a good strong run by Butterfield as he tries to come through. Keighley now with a chance to show what they can do and Wigan offside. Rose was coming through well there, but he's been brought back, and Dixon will bang it into touch. Keighley now in a good attacking position for the first time inside the Wigan 25. Forwards trying to batter the way towards the Wigan line and find that Wigan defence holds very steadily against that sort of play. And they've lost the ball, Wigan quickly onto it, and with Keighley's handling a little bit insecure, Wigan now having to bring it away from the play of the ball. A lot of running by players off the ball to confuse the opposition. Platt coming strongly, gets the pass in. Wigan just couldn't get it out as Edward was backing up very, very well on the outside. Betts trying to crash his way through. I think the Wigan forwards are beginning to feel that they can knock the Keighley men out of the way. Gregory holding it. Long one. Out onto Marshall. Marshall having to go inside. Marshall going well. Takes it over the halfway line. Dean Bell waiting for the play of the ball, and a penalty again. These silly, petty infringements at the play of the ball are doing Keighley no good at all. They're getting no advantage out of it. Botica with the task of the kicking today. He's 10 yards in from the touchline. Left knee very, very heavily strapped. Judge marks it just outside the 25. Dermot coming up to start with a tap onto Lucas. Lucas just trying to draw them in. Puts his shoulder in. Barges his way forward. Now it's Platt's turn. Platt taking them on. Platt gains a good 5. Well, a good low hard tackle puts him down. Out to Gregory. Gregory onto Edwards. Edwards a short one onto Hanley. Hanley changing direction. Still keeping the ball moving. Long one goes out onto Iro. Iro going for the line. He's still on his feet. He's so hard to put down. There's 3-4 players mauling at him, and he lost the ball in the tackle, and I think Keighley have it. He stayed on his feet. He wouldn't go down, and he paid the penalty by losing possession. minutes of this half gone. Referee, the crowd yelling for a high tackle, a few from Keighley, but the referee signalling that it was on the chest. And that's good running, determined running by Keighley. Palalay was coming away well then. Now Keighley spreading the ball out across the field, attacking well. Wigan defence got all the speed in the world. And Keighley will not die with this ball. And the crowd really appreciating the effort that Keighley players are putting into their attack. And the ball's been lost again. We can go back. It's flicked back. Long ball comes out onto Marshall. Marshall holding it, and he's lost possession. What's wrong with this ball? It's a the bladder of lard. It comes out onto Mitchell. Mitchell coming down the wing. Good run by Mitchell. His ankles are tapped, and into touch he goes. For both sides, losing possession quite often. The conditions on the ground are quite good. The turf looks in excellent nick. Going to be Gregory and of course Wiley, old campaigner that he is. He comes round from the Keighley side, puts it in, and of course he gets it out to Edwards. Edwards onto Bell. Bell well tattled by Dixon, comes in known well. Gregory rushing across quickly out to Edwards. Edwards to Botica. Botica onto Iro. Iro gets it back on. Wigan getting it moving well out to Myers. Myers being held and swung round, can't get out of. Good sound, solid tackling. Wigan up to the halfway line as Dermot comes over. Dermot having a run on his own from acting half-back. Managed to flick the ball up to Edwards. Edwards a long, good pass onto Gregory. Gregory holding it. Gets it out to Bell. Bell's nearly through. Bell's still going. He has Hanley with him. Hanley gets it onto Botica. And Botica has to dive with it just outside the 25. But Wigan keep the ball moving well there. Now it's going out to Gregory. Gregory to Edwards. Edwards holding it, he sees a gap and he's through it. Long pass out to Myers on the wing. Myers had to hesitate to take it. Myers forcing his way inside, keeping the ball moving. Wigan letting it go as a long one comes out. Wigan dancing about, it's on the floor and there's danger here. Well, Wigan lost the ball on the 25 and Keighley did the sensible thing. And unfortunately, they brought the ball away well. They fell on it on their own 25, found a gap in the Wigan defence, came through. But Wigan, with so much superior speed, were able to backpedal in time. And Platt has come off, and Scarrett has come on in his place. Gregory to feed, right on the nose, shot out the Wigan side, and the referee wants it in again. Gregory so cool around the scrums, and he's feet penalty to Wigan for feet up in the scrum. The referee's decided that he who puts it in is going to have it out. And it's Edwards who takes this one, and it's a good effort by Edwards. Dermot coming up. Lucas once again doing the hard grafting forward play, taking on their forwards. Gildart had got into the game. Wigan have the line wide open. The ball's lobbed out. Iro in easy at the corner. Gildart, who's come on as substitute, had a good run. The ball was moved out wide and the defence caved in very easily. Exactly halfway through this first half to give. Kevin Iro is dry. Dixon. Gregory takes it so cleanly. Betts coming up to clear the line. Running a bit wide. Still on his feet. A good strong run by Betts. Dermot waiting behind to play the ball to Gregory. Goes behind Hanley. Lucas moving the ball out well. Keighley moving in quickly, holding Wigan down. Gregory first pass, long one to Edwards. Edwards another one to Betts. Betts quickly and Wigan are through. Botica gets it out. Wigan going inside. Good strong running by Marshall. Botica waiting for the play of the ball. Gives it to Hanley. Hanley a long pass to Gregory. Gregory takes it well. Wigan can't hold it. Ball's gone loose and there could be danger here as they go hard for the line. Keighley could well score here. And Keighley go in for the first try. Well, that was a drop pass by Wigan. They were moving the ball quite confidently over on the far side, and it let James in, gathered up the loose ball. There are several Wigan players out of position then over on the right-hand side, so that when Edwards dropped the ball, there was no cover there at all. Edwards chased James, but he couldn't get up to him. Keighley now coming in hard and met sternly by Gildart and Betts and Hanley, and they push him back. And Wigan going to get penalised for mauling in the tackle. Penalty to Keighley, right inside, just inside the 25, right in the centre of the field. Dixon makes no mistake, doesn't gain a lot of ground, at 10 yards or so. It's Kelly, the hooker. Pass inside, Dermot going hard, taking Pallaley. Kelly waiting for the play of the ball. Big prop forward. Keighley trying to go through. Gascoigne from behind the play of the ball, doing the run around. Gascoigne moving it across. And Wigan, is he going to be penalising for a high tackle or for offside? High tackles, penalise Wigan for the high tackle. Dixon to kick for touch down the Wigan right wing. And it's a good kick, finds it just outside the Wigan 25. And the Keighley spectators encouraging the team now as they battle away into the Wigan 25. Switch of direction onto Dixon. Dixon sends a short one, and Wigan moving up, and Keighley just going across the field and not gaining any territory at all at the moment. Comes out to Moses. Moses moving it along the line. Gascoigne trying to go through. Referee wanted Wigan to get back onside. Nice little grubber kick there and well followed through, and Bottiger dived on that very bravely. And it was a clever little kick there by Dixon. He put it through well. Wigan now 10 yards out from their own posts. Dermot, short one onto Lucas, who hesitated a little bit in his stride as he was coming through there. Dummy from behind the play of the ball. Wigan battling the way out of the 25. Wigan a little unsure who's going to action now. Bagley was handy there, and he brought it all a long way, keeping Wigan moving. Iro out to Myers. Myers has a run for the line. He has support inside, and he's going on his own. He sold an outrageous dummy then by Kevin Arrow. He had Edwards inside it, and everybody on this ground bought that dummy as he feinted to give it inside to Edwards, and then turned and went back onto the outside for another try to Kevin Iro. 26 minutes gone. Iro now beginning to find his form of old. He was so devastating last season, taking Wigan into a 22-4 lead. Bottiger on the 10 yard and the 25 yard lines where they intersect. He's kicked well, not had quite as much success as he would have liked. He lifts that high, and it's over. Wigan, who've had a lot of trouble in the goal kicking department this season, will be very glad to see that one go over. Dixon getting a lot of practice in restarting the game. Comes to Betts. Betts still struggling to get through. Gregory behind Hanley. Dermot to Lucas. Lucas holding it. Lucas is through. Lovely break by Lucas. Tremendous run for a prop forward. Great run for a prop. He sided his way through like a centre. Gregory now. Long one coming across the field. Breaks on, it comes out to Marshall. Goodway gave it out well to Marshall. Goodway going to act in half-back. Goodway. Wide pass, nobody seemed to know what was going for it, but it's Hanley. Hanley shifts off one, still going, knocks off another, managed to get it out to Iro. Iro out onto Myers. Myers coming inside, running straight into the opposition, straight into James. He's taking him with him, he's still on his feet. Made no effort to go around him, tried to go straight through him. Edwards, first pass, out to Gregory. Gregory sees the gap and he's through it. Throws a pass along the floor. Wigan fly kick at it, going to be brought back for the ball having gone forward. Gregory got through the gap and the players were so crowded around him, there was no way he could have got the ball out to anybody, and it went along the floor, and so it will be Moses to feed on his own 25. Moses gets it out, the referee says it's not come out behind and in between the second row forwards. Moses coming around from the Wigan side, feeds. It's hanging in the pipe, Wigan pushing him, and all Moses can do is fall on the ball on his own 25. Marshall coming in to complete the tattle. Gregory knocked him down in the first place. And Marshall's in again, and Gregory's in again, doing a lot of in a busy afternoon, Gregory. No sign of growing trouble in there with him. Moses sends a long pass out, and they run back into trouble. Dermot putting Dixon down. Moses moving it across the field. And Wigan have stolen the ball. Betts has it. On to Hanley. Hanley going for the line. Has he the strength, and he's held a yard short, inches short. Wigan right on the line. Edwards coming up to act in half-back. Still manages to get his pass in. On to Wigan going over the line, and can Ilo get it down? And he does. He's so tall and he's so strong. Well, that had been well set up by Hanley. He went well and he was held just inches short of the line. And of course he has the nous and the experience not to do anything foolish. Got up, played it. Wigan just handed it across the field. 30 minutes gone. But his long arms reached out to plonk it down. Nine minutes to half-time then, and this time he tries a short one, and Lucas does enough to regain, to save possession, knocked it backwards. Gregory hands it on. Keighley, when they get to Wigan, are tackling well and tackling determinedly. Gregory does a switch. Little kick through from Dermot, being chased by Gildart. Well dropped on. Moses, I think it is, who's gone back to save the day. Butterfield comes up into the attack, and Wigan are penalised for offside at the play of the ball. And it looks as if Keighley have swapped the centres, that Donnelly's playing left centre and Farrell's playing in the right centre position, as Keighley trying to crash the way through outside the 25 line. It comes out to Moses. Moses turning as he gives the pass, and Keighley is smothered as they're receiving the ball. Out to Dixon. Oh, well out. Butterfield going inside, and Arnold comes across with a crunchy tackle, but that was a nice play by Keighley. They kept the ball moving well. Ball's loose on the floor, and he's offside. That was unfortunate. That was a comedy of errors. The ball flirted up in the air and was picked up by a man in an offside position. So that's a let-off for Wigan. Keighley had come down the field very well with some good football. They have played quite a lot of positive football this afternoon. They've tackled well and they've attacked well. Dermot to Lucas. Keighley goes in with Farrell. Goodway coming strongly. Dermot. On to Gildart. Gildart having to juggle with the ball. Gregory waiting on the right, and the line up very, very close. And oh, he's had his head taken off. Oh dear, oh dear. He'll be walking a bit of temper coming in. He'll be walking the bloody tower with his head tucked underneath his arm after that one. That was a late tackle and a high tackle. Dermot flat out tried a little grubber kick through to break the defence. Keighley were having none of it. Going to need the vegging in for that. He'll have a big headache in the morning. Referee laying the law down. Touch judge is none too happy either. Wanting the Keighley players to go back. Referee represents, showing quite graphically how the tackle went in as Edwards bangs it into touch. Dermot back in the fray, ready. Referee stopping the clock. 2 balls on the field. Gregory run a long way across the field, turns it back inside to Edwards. Now it's Edwards having to run cross field. Edwards, lovely dummy. And Wigan have thrown the ball away. It comes to Palale. Wigan in quickly, just want to keep the cool now, let it settle down till half time after that rather unfortunate incident. Wigan going to be penalised. Referee going to make sure there's no niggling in the tackle. Lucas having the riot act read to him. A little bit of retaliation. Front row men are a very tight union. They protect their own, and they're probably resenting that tackle on Dermot very much and deciding that somebody's going to have to pay for it. Keighley trying to come through hard, met by Dermot and Lucas. Kelly moving it across. Moses a short one on, and Wigan coming up very, very quickly. And Wigan moving up so quickly that Keighley are going back while they're in possession. Kelly, a long one. Nice little overhead kick by Moses. Oh, that's a high tackle. And I think he's going to be sent off. And it's Dermot going off for that high tackle. And I haven't seen any card. The cup ties coming off for Wigan. Heavily penalised for Dermot going high into Moses. A lot of booing going on. He may have been still very grieved after the high tackle on him, but one would think with a score of 28 points to 4 that this sort of thing would not creep into the game. Well, it's taken quite a long time. There's been a long stoppage. After that high tackle, well, Wigan going to have to play the second half with 12 men. A lot of feeling creeping in as Dixon, good kick for touch, finds it 10 yards outside the Wigan 25. Light beginning to fail now. We'll probably have the lights on when we come out for the second half. Let's hope this game doesn't degenerate into a forward power struggle with players trying to sort out personal grievances. Keighley on the Wigan 25, moving the ball well, Dixon with it. Dixon being taken easily by Hanley. Gascoigne acting half back onto Moses. Moses a short one onto Palale. Palale going powerfully for the line, and he's still going. And he's over. Good run by Palale, right on half time. Keighley's second try. Well, they attacked well there on the 25. Gascoigne and Dixon, Moses were combining well round the play of the ball, and then that was a very short pass onto Palale, and he was coming like a tank, like a Sherman tank. He battered his way through, and he'd made up his mind he was going to score, and score he did, right underneath the post to make it now. Wigan 28, Keighley 10. I don't think they're happy that Dermot had his head taken off, and then when he retaliated he got sent off. Whereas the Keighley offender stayed on the field. I think this may be causing the trouble. Wigan forwards go piling in. Kelly from acting half-back. Moses trying to get the line moving. Edwards is in quickly. Keighley just moving across their own 25 line. Moses moving it out towards the left. 5 yards of ground, fought for and gained. Moses coming down round the narrow side. And there goes the hooter for a first half. And boos, which one would never have thought to hear in this game. It seemed a fairly placid confrontation, and suddenly it bubbled over at half-time, and there's still words being bandied about. Hanley having none of it. Officials going off together then with the score at half-time. Wigan 28, Keighley 10. Second half starting then. Wigan leading 28 points to 10. The man down. Dermot in the dressing room as Wigan spread it along the 25 line. Let's hope the tempers have cooled down somewhat. There's going to be a lot of booing and ahhing from the crowd. Anything above knee height now will probably get it from the spectator. Oh, and that's bad play by Wigan. Thrown away possession. Given possession to Keighley. Onto Dixon. Dixon moving it out onto Furbank. Furbank trying to go through. Kelly. Onto Rose. Kelly waiting again. Highly waiting for it, highly taking it over the Wigan 25. Gascoigne, loose forward, doing the run around. Gascoigne, who's the half-back, being smothered, lost possession, ball went back. So Keighley still have it, referee signalling that 5 tackles have gone. Lights are on now as Keighley hoist a high ball. A lot of players underneath it. Botica's there, takes it well, takes it very cleanly. A little bit hampered as he was coming in for that, but he took it well. Wigan now, Hanley trying to bring the ball away from the 25. Edwards gone to acting half-back. Wigan forwards, clearing the line, doing a hard grafting bit. Edwards again up to acting half-back. Long one on to Iro. Iro going inside. Palalay hanging on to him. Long one from Edwards. Gregory trying to make his little jink through the middle. 5 tackles gone, says the referee. As Edwards kicks behind the defence, a long rolling kick coming to Butterfield at full-back on his own 25. The Wigan line of defenders is up there. Edwards in quickly, followed his kick up very well to put Butterfield down. Moses from behind to play the ball. Gets it out onto his wingman, out onto James. James to Moses. Moses, just a short pass. Keighley had a lot of possession in the early part of this game. Edwards right up in the line out quickly. And that made them hesitate. He moved in well. That was a good tactical play by Edwards. Left-footed kick. Botic having to chase it. It's an awkward one. He goes onto the outside of it very sensibly, forces it into play. Botic now running it out. Back onto Myers from Iro. Myers running very wide. There's a gap if he can get through it. His feet are taken from under him as he tried to straighten up and come through. Edwards to Gregory. Gregory going down the middle. Dumbing his way through onto Bell. Bell steaming over the halfway line. Good way. Gregory again trying to go down the middle. Lobs the ball back and it's been knocked down. and Keighley have it. Keighley just inside their own half. The long arm of Lucas goes out. Dixon dummying, coming back inside, not getting anywhere at all at the moment as Kelly comes over. Kelly onto Keighley. Keighley coming down the middle. Gains a good 10 yards of ground. He's a big solid prop forward. Dixon holding it. Hanley's in to smother him. Puts him down in the fifth tattle. Kick through. Botica coming across for it. Picks it up cleanly. And he's safely tattled as he picks the ball up. To Iro having to go crossfield. Keighley coming in quickly to smother Wigan as Edwards. Short one, Betts charging forward. Coming very strongly onto that. Edwards quickly away. He has Hanley with him. Onto Hanley. Hanley looking for support. He's well tattled low and hard and has to go down with the ball. Edwards onto Gregory. Gregory holding it. Gets it on to Marshall. Marshall being forced infield. Marshall, good run. 10 yards inside the Keighley half. Edwards kicks behind the defence. A long rolling grubber kick. Just managed to keep it in play. Mitchell did well then. And they bring it outside their own 25. There's a lot of life in this Keighley team. They're a long way behind, but they're giving it all they've got to just outside the Keighley 25. And Wigan taking no dummies. Donnelly manages to keep him playing. That's a good strong run by Rose. Eventually put down on the halfway line in the fifth tattle. Moses from behind the play the ball onto Dixon. Dixon left-footed. Went straight to Marshall. Marshall decides he's going to go down the middle and there's no path through for him, and Keighley tackling well. Dean Bell having to go wide out onto Iro. Iro lobs it, and all Bell can do is fall on it. Wigan not together at the moment. They seem to have lost the cohesion as Marshall comes in from acting half-back. Knocking players over but not making any forward progress as Edwards comes up. Onto Lucas, a short one, onto Goodway, and Wigan finding it very difficult to crack this Keighley defence at the moment. Comes out to Gregory, and Hanley's gone turning down the middle. Powerful run by Hanley. A lot of support. He goes out to Iro. Iro back inside. Well, has to go down with it. 5 tackles gone, says the referee, as Hanley from acting half-back to Edwards. Edwards to Gregory. Gregory, long pass, been intercepted and knocked down. They were fortunate there. If Dixon had managed to hang on to that, Wigan were wide open as Botica had also joined in the attacking line out. Dixon stuck a hand out, knocked it down, and so we scrum down with Wigan to feed. Wigan packing 5 forwards as Gregory comes round. And before the ball can go in, there's a penalty against Keighley. Fence in the scrum. Wigan probably glad of that, playing without a hooker. Task being given to Edwards, and he makes sure it goes into touch. Lucas taking them with him. Powerful running by Lucas. Now the Wigan forwards, they got the bit between the teeth, going for the line. I can smell another try coming up as Edwards dummying, trying to go over on his own. Bit of a wasted tattle. Wigan players switching direction now, going out to the left wing as Gregory sends a long high one, been kicked over the line, and Wigan Lost possession, I think. The touch judges on the field. I think somebody's hurt. They're calling for a stretcher. And it looks a bad one. I can't see which Wigan player. He's down on the ball. There was a wild pass out. Marshall was going in with his foot. It could well be him. It looks, everybody's screaming for a stretcher. Well, just when Wigan were coming back into the stride after half-time done, suddenly the whole Wigan team surged over to the left-hand side of the field. Well, Kelvin Skerritt comes onto the field to a lot of applause, but it's very sad to see this young boy, Marshall, who's put a lot of effort into his game this afternoon. The ball was loose on the floor when he was going for it, so we'll... Not looking too happy as he goes off there. Keighley, a few yards from their own line, got to bring it away, and they've lost possession, and Wigan are quickly onto it, trying to force their way over, and held just short of the line. Wigan right on the line. Long one comes out. Gregory flings a wide one. Hanley going for the line, jumping his way. Can he make it? Throws it out, and Iroh's dropped it with the line wide open. All they had to do was take it and put it down. Was somewhat low, knocked on with the line short after a good run by Hanley. Well, Kevin Iroh with a few tries to his credit this afternoon, missed a bit of a sitter there. Moses to feed. Shoots straight out the side of the tunnel, referee. We'll have it in again. Feeds, backs wheeling. Moses, a long one. And Edwards is in quickly. Not an inch gain. And Edwards peeling, there was a knock on, and the referee has given it, so it will be Wigan to feed. Gregory having a word with Edwards as to what the tactic is. As Gregory comes over to feed. Out to Gregory. Out to Edwards, a long one. Another long one out by Edwards. And Wigan have literally got it out. Wigan, they dropped the ball again, and Keighley fall on it. Wigan's handling a little bit insecure at the moment. Crowd groaning. Keighley on their own 25. Moving crabwise across the field. And Keighley coming hard down the field, nearly through the gap. Kelly coming over, that would have been a good run by Donnelly. Butterfield trying to drive his way forward. Kelly going from behind to play the ball, managed to get his pass in. It's up in the air, it's anybody's ball. It's Iroh can't take it cleanly. Gascoigne keeps the ball moving. And we're back to one as Moses comes up for the play the ball out to Dixon. Dixon, long pass across the line. There's a big overlap there as Keighley surged down the field, and Wigan with a disorganised line out at the moment with Dermot off and Marshall carried off. Really not got into the proper line out. Ooh, and that was a crunching tackle. Didn't like it, gave a little push at Goodway after he'd been in, and he went in hard. And this time it's Andy Gregory who goes in low. Gascoigne from behind to play the ball. Onto Keighley, and Hanley smothers him as he's getting the ball. Dixon coming up to behind to play the ball. Puts the kick behind the defence, it's covered. Wigan coming inside, whip it out onto Botica, but Wigan on their own. Long one comes out to Iroh, and Iroh's dropped it. And the referee said it's a forward pass. Wigan's handling very, very unsteady at the moment, very unsure. And a penalty to Keighley. Scrum not properly formed. Dixon decides he's going to bang it into touch. And it looks as if we moved Gildart out onto the left wing, with Skerritt having come into the pack. Little switch at the play of the ball, going round the narrow side. Nairo picks his man up and bounces him down. Dixon onto Moses. Moses to Gascoigne. Gascoigne slips a nice little one there, and they have an overlap. The ball's on the floor, and the referee's going to give the forward pass. Lucas backpedaling very, very quickly there. The gap was made in the Wigan defence, and the final pass, not a good one. Gregory to feed. And a penalty to Wigan at the scrum. Wigan deciding whether they're going to kick for touch or not. Well, from the scrum penalty, the Wigan forwards drove it out the 25 now. They're spreading it across the field, coming down the middle, and Keighley sticking to the task as Edwards comes over to act in half-back. Edwards changing direction, trying to dummy and come through, and he's cut in two. Hanley waiting first pass, but it doesn't go to him, it goes to Gregory. Gregory sends a little short one, and Wigan breaking down the middle. Good running, it goes out with an overlap on the far wing, coming back inside. And the movement is put down in the fifth tattle. Gregory gets his pass in. Long lob pass which is yards forward. The referee's let it go. And Myers throws the ball inside. Touch was given. It was on the sixth tattle. Somebody's opened the mouth, so it's a penalty. The handover, referee pointing. And I have sitting next to me Stevie Hampson. Stevie, how did you see that little kerfuffle of the two allegedly high tackles before half-time?
A bit of a strange incident. Martin Dermott got chopped round the throat. It looked pretty high, and then just after it, it was a 50-50 ball. Martin went for it. I think it was more a shoulder charge than a stiff arm, but the referee sent him off, and Martin will be very disappointed.
You have sympathy with him, do you? You've been through this yourself, haven't you?
Yes, once, twice I've been through it, and I know how the lad's going to feel, especially if nothing comes of it. Hopefully nothing will come of it, because it did look like a shoulder charge, and once again I just hope Martin gets away with it.
The worst penalty from going to confession you got, wasn't it? And let's hope that he gets off with a light one. Thanks very much, Steve. And back to this game now, just outside the Wigan 25. And this game never really got into gear in this second half. Gregory now, can he set something up? Short one, Skerritt charging forward. Almost halfway through this second half, and Wigan passes rolling along the ground, which isn't the Wigan style. Iro knocking him off, still going, powerful running, gets his pass in, well taken by Myers, he has support inside, he has vital support, gives it to Hanley, Hanley going for the line, has he got the strength, it's going, and that was a tremendous try for Wigan. 20 minutes gone in the second half. A great try to Hanley, well set up by Myers as he went tearing down the wing, and he was very, very elusive. He cut inside. He had Edwards and Hanley with him, and they were trying to grab hold of Hanley before he received the ball, but Hanley, with his power and his strength, shrugged them off and went over to make it now Wigan 32, Keighley 10. A good try to Ellery Hanley, 15 yards in from the touchline, just inside the 25, kicking down to the spine cop. A good kick by Botica, good goal. Wigan might settle down now. They seem to get a little disturbed just before half-time with those two head incidents. And this half, they've never really got their act together. Some of the passing has been very unsure. Edwards changing direction, going down the middle. Good running by Edwards. Tremendous break. He's surging up the field. That was a great run by Edwards. The old zip seeming to come back into his legs after his bad Wembleying. They've been a line on in the tattle. Long one, Gregory to change direction, having to drive back into it. A little run around now. And Wigan go charging through. Skerrett sends a long one out to Iro, and he dropped it again. He really got a touch of the drops this afternoon, and the knock-on is given. Well, that was a powerful run by Kelvin Skerrett. Lobbed a high pass out, which Kevin Iro couldn't take. Now we're back in the Keighley 25, but it will be Gregory to feed. Packs all over the place, and it came out the Keighley side. The pack went right the way round. Keighley in their own 25. Wingman James tried to bring it away. Kelly now trying to set it up. Kelly coming over again. Keighley not penetrating the Wigan defence as the Wigan line out moves up as Keighley are passing, standing still. Botica and Myers having to go back for this. Botica who takes it. Myers has gone inside him. Botica quite happy to dive with it, giving his team time to recoup. Myers from behind to play the ball. Again coming down the middle. Strong running by Iro out to Botica. Botica timing his pass. Dummies goes inside. Spotted that Myers was covered on the wing. Myers waiting for the play the ball. Inside to Hanley. Hanley onto Iro keeping it moving onto Edwards. Edwards moving it on to Gregory. Gregory's through, made the break. Lobs a long one out to Gildart on the wing, having to come back inside. Going hard up to the 25. And he's still going. At support, gets it out to Hanley. And Hanley's out 10 yards out. Referee right on the spot, wanting to get off quickly, and he won't get off quickly, and so it's a penalty to Wigan. Means he can have another go at 6 tackles. Hanley line spread eagle, but he seems to be all right. Getting up, penalty to Wigan. So they've a choice of taking another 6 tackles, or are they going to go for goal? They're calling up Botica. 24 minutes gone in the second half. Absolutely straight kick. Wigan leading by 34 points to 10. An easier kick this for Botica. And that makes it 36. Wigan then coming away from their own 25. Skerrett, well taken round the ankles. Wigan going crossfield. Bit of mauling going on in the tattle. Game getting a bit scrappy and untidy now. Lucas behind to play the ball, looking for support, and he's tried to give a pass that wasn't on. And the Wigan have lost possession, so it's 6 tackles to Keighley if they can hang it onto it for that length of time. Keighley being backed up by the supporters now as they come driving into the Wigan forwards. On to Dixon, and he dropped it. Wigan recover it the second attempt. Scarrett, big and strong. Leg very heavily strapped. Betts taking them with him. Hanley moves it inside. Wigan going crossfield. Gregory breaks a beautiful break. He has support with him. Gets it out. Wigan. Edwards still moving around, still dancing his way. Has to die with it. Just outside the 25. And Keighley noticeably now lying very, very flat in defence. And Iroh's broken through. He's gone very, very strongly, dumbing his way. Can he make it to the line? And he drops the ball. Groans from the crowd. Ran extremely well and then lost possession. Scrum down then, 15 yards out from the Keighley line. Moses to feed. Moses has it from the scrum, trying to run it away from the open side, runs round behind his back. Well, in the early stages it looked as if it was going to be a cricket score for Wigan, but the game became bogged down, particularly after the two head incidents just before half-time. Keighley finding it very difficult to get away from their own 25, living very dangerously, and that was almost an intercept try. Couldn't take it cleanly, coming in quickly, difficult to get hold of. Edwards ever alert to what is going on. Botica up in the Wigan line out. Once more it's Keighley's ball. Tremendous effort they put in this afternoon, and the ball rolls on the floor. Not a lot of guile being shown, though. Plenty of good, honest endeavour. Keith Mills coming on to attend to an injury. As Keighley move along their own 25, can't get the passes in. Edwards in well in to defend. Kelly moving it across. Highly unable to do very much. Kelly again, lining it up for the kick. Dixon tries a long left-footed one. Botic having to retreat. Almost to his own try line. He has Myers with him. Decides he's going to hold on and run it out, and he's well tattled. Myers in the right position for the acting halfback. He'd covered well. Myers now running it out. Gains a good 10 yards of ground. Scarrett kicking his way through. His ankles are taken from under him. Hanley. Gregory running wide. Out to Edwards. Edwards holding it. Going back down the middle. Running into trouble. Manages to lob the ball back. Lucas moves it on to Iroh, out to Myers. Myers going well, beats one, beats another, turns it inside to Hanley, on to Iroh to Botica. Botica gets out of a tattle, then has to die with it. The right position, backed up well, showed good football sense. As a long one goes out, Wigan powering to the line, is snatched out of the air. The referee says it's the sixth tattle and we'll have the handover. Crowd cheering over on the popular side. I think they felt a bit frustrated this afternoon. They were hoping to see an awful lot more points, and it looked as if there was going to be an avalanche at the beginning. Now there's a gap in the Wigan defence. and it turned inside, and Edwards is there to hang on. Good backing up. Iro going across, ball's whipped back inside. That's good play by Keighley. They moved the ball all over the field, and it's lobbed out. They've an overlap here. The Wigan defence is cracking back, and they managed to take James and his help. Well, that was a great move by Keighley. They surged down the field, every man backing up, following up the game. Comes to Dixon. Dixon moving it along the line. Keighley now, and he dropped the ball. Going to be a knock-on. Well, that was a great move there by Keighley as they tore down the field. So it was Gregory to put it in, 10 yards out from his own line. Backs all over the place. And the referee going to make them put it in again. Gregory to feed once more. Coming out to Gregory, if he can do anything, sends a long pass, cross field, and Wigan coming hard down the middle. There's been some desperate last-ditch tackling, and now Gregory decides he's having a run, and it's a good one. Turning up the halfway line, he's looking for support. Managed to turn it back inside. Can Wigan keep it moving? And they smothered their arms a lot. There's no way they can get rid of it. Edwards trying to come through the middle, can't get his pass in. Skerritt was coming through on his outside. Long pass out to Bell, coming down the middle. And this is an attack to the Wigan line. Can they get down the infield? One, he kicks overhead. Who's going to win the race? It's covered by... The ball's loose over the line and goes dead. And it's going to be from the 25. Keighley player writhing in agony on the hand, and Keighley centrally take it very, very quickly, trying to turn defence into attack. Wigan cutting over, and they're into touch. James forced over the touchline. Well, with about 5 minutes of normal time, but there was a long, long stoppage when Marshall was injured. Big Gregory to feed. Puts it in, Gregory gets it out. Onto Myers, Myers sees a break. Still on his feet, gets it onto Edwards. Edwards moves across to Iro. Iro out to Bell. Bell brings it inside onto Botica. Botica moves it back to Iro. Referee says it's gone back as Edwards gets the ball from. And Edwards now running cross field, sends a long one out to Myers. Myers faced with the opposition, tries to come inside, but they cut him in two. Skerritt from behind the play the ball, has a run on his own, taking them with him. Now we've got Lucas coming up to act in half. It's a big gap in the Wigan line out as Lucas runs cross field onto Gregory. Gregory sends a long wide ball. Wigan moving it out to Bell. Bell on to Botica, and Botica dropped it. And Keighley have regained possession. Well, I think Wigan are going to have to look to the handling a little bit in the next practice session. The times have been quite brilliant, at times have been not so good at all in the handling. Keighley 35 yards out from their own line, still giving it plenty of effort, but they've lost at least 15 yards as they've moved the ball across. They've gone back to their own man. There's a dart forward, and the ball's loose. Wigan have got possession. Onto Hanley. Hanley turning round, coming back this way. Dumming decided he's going to go down the middle. Hanley still going. He's powering his way over the 25 line. A great run by Hanley. Takes it to 10 yards out from the line. Right in front of the post. Wigan there in a good attacking position. Comes out to Edwards. Edwards holding it. A long one. Iro going for the line out to Myers. Myers dancing inside. Still dancing his way. Going for the line. Good running by Myers. And he drops the ball with the line as he tried going over the line. Well, that's been the story of Wigan this afternoon. A catalogue of such near misses. So it's scrum down 5 yards out with Moses to feed. collapses, puts the ball in, packs all over the place. Moses bringing it away, and there's an overlap as they come in, and the long arm goes out, does enough. All it does is halt it, and Wigan have come inside. Anders coming away with the ball, get it out, we're going to see a run for the line as the wingman's going over. There's a big chase going on right down the length of the field, and Wigan cut across and snuff it out with a great cheer. Well, that was determination by the Wigan defence to get back, but it was good running by Keighley, and the referee has given them a penalty for Wigan hanging on in the tackle, for lying on. Well, that was a good run down the wing by Mitchell. And Keighley now 10 yards out from the Wigan line. Can they batter the way over? They go crashing in. Lucas comes in, trying to hold them. Kelly comes up. Tight in the forwards, and Wigan hurling them back. Gascoigne coming over to play the ball. Gascoigne moves it across to Dixon. Dixon decides he's going to go on his own, and he's held short. Tackling again by Lucas. On to Moses. Moses puts his head down, tries to burrow his way through. Ballalay trying to crash his way over, and Wigan holding. 5 tackles gone, says the referee, as Kelly comes up. Kelly sends a long one, trying to stretch the Wigan defence. Wigan can hold them. It's the last tackle, and it will be the turnover. Wigan with it then, 10 yards out from their own line. And ball stuck up the jumpers as they grovel the way forward, a few yards at a time. Skellett coming strongly, being held, can't get away from the tattling. Wigan now having brought out their own 25 now, opening them up, get the ball out to Gildart. Gildart turning it back inside, Edwards shrinking down the field. He has back to support with him, he has Hanley, and he can't get it out to Hanley. Well, Wigan surge out of their own 25 there from the play the ball. Hanley struggling with it, on his toes, not a particularly good pass. He's had a hard game, he's had several hard games, he must be getting a little bit weary as we're now coming up to the end of normal time. Referee stopping the clock, and Hanley down on the floor. No doubt there are candles being lit and prayers being said that Hanley's not injured. He's so vital to this Wigan machine. Had a good game today, done a lot of work both in attack and in defence. Keighley supporters still urging the men on. Must be real diehards to be coming seeing and the difference in class between the two teams. Moses feeds, he do a little switch around the outside, lobbed out to the wing, and Wigan easily have it covered. Pad play the ball, and the game's getting rather scrappy at the moment. A lot of tired legs out there probably, and they've put a lot of end to it. Keighley player running through without the ball. Long arms stretch out, pull the man back. Dixon did a switch of direction. Wigan going for the intercept, didn't come on. Farrell trying to come through. And showing a lot of determination, goes down on the halfway line in the 5th tackle. Kelly moves it across, ready for the kick, and a long lob past the kick opening. Gascoigne's holding it. Gascoigne throwing the ball. Out onto James, going inside. Still going, and it's Lucas who's covering the back well. And they keep the ball moving. Good play this by Keighley. Can they turn it inside into a try? And they're in at the corner. Well, in the dying minutes, Keighley go over for the try. They'll be pleased with that. They put a tremendous amount of effort into this game. and it's brought them a try right in the corner. A couple of times they've surged down the field, and it will leave them with a long kick. Fading into the background, and what a good effort, a tremendous effort, making it now Wigan 36, Keighley 16, and they will be delighted with those 16 points. Dixon setting his team up again. Shown some nice touches this afternoon, a lot of interpassing. Most of the time they've not been big enough or fast enough, but they put a lot of effort in and played some nice touches at times. Kelly done a lot of hard graft this afternoon. He's been there behind the play of the ball, getting it moving. Overlap again as Wigan came in for the intercept and it didn't come on, and Keighley now coming at Wigan. No chance of winning this game. They're still giving it plenty of effort. And there's a knock on. And there goes the whistle, the end of the full time, the end of the second round tie between Wigan and Keighley. Wigan 36, Keighley 16, and Wigan will now go on to the draw tomorrow morning for the third round of this Regal Trophy. With me after the game is Frano Botica. It's great to see you back with the first team. How did you feel after your long layoff and then having to turn out in a cup tie?
Well, it was probably one of the longest 80 minutes I've ever had. I was certainly blowing a bit there. It was quite a fast game. And obviously I haven't played a lot of rugby in the last 2 months, so I'm a bit short of match practice.
How do you feel with the impression of the Wigan team? Did you think it was a good game, that the good performance we put on? It seemed to have going to be an avalanche of tries at the beginning, didn't it? And then we sagged.
Well, that's right. Yeah, it was a good game. There's a lot of things we can brush up on. I suppose we lost a lot of ball, and because we scored a lot of tries early on, we decided to throw it around a bit too much, I think, rather than just taking it up the middle. But I'm sure, once we get on to the third round, we'll pick things up.
How do you feel with the responsibility of having to take the goal kicks? Because it's been a bit of a thorn in Wigan's side this season, hasn't it, the goal kicks? And now it seems as if the can's been passed to you.
Well, it has, actually. And if I can keep up the good goal kicking, then it adds